kidding me?
Anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
Nice.
Chance for Henderson. Cardinals are never going to go after the goal.
Who sends the man flying? Ryan Reeves is attacked by Tom Wilson.
It's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The arena is electric. Two of hockey's biggest stars are about to face off. But something's different tonight. The hatred between them is so intense, the referees had to separate them during warm-ups. These aren't just opponents, they're bitter enemies. Today, we're diving into the most explosive rivalries between modern NHL legends. Stories so intense that some of them ended up in courtrooms and police reports. And wait until you hear about number one. It got so bad that the league had to create an entirely new rule just to deal with it. The craziest part? These guys still refuse to speak to each other, even 15 years later. 9. Brad Marchand vs. PK Subban, 2010 to 2022. The bad blood started during Subban's rookie season, when Marchand caught him with a low bridge hit that nearly ended his season. During the 2014 playoffs, Subban called Marchand a joke in a post-game interview, claiming he was trying to hurt guys. Marchand's response? He mocked Subban's diving skills and got fined $5,000 for a brutal slash that triggered a bench-clearing brawl. Even after Subban left Montreal, the hatred continued. During a 2018 game between Nashville and Boston, they dropped the gloves in what many consider one of the most emotionally charged fights of the decade. The rivalry only ended when Subban retired, but not before he told reporters that Marchand was everything that's wrong with hockey. 8. Matthew Tkachuk vs. Drew Doughty, 2016 to 2023. What started with a rookie's elbow turned into one of hockey's most heated rivalries. During Tkachuk's first season, he caught Doughty with an elbow that sparked years of bad blood. Doughty publicly called Tkachuk a punk kid who has no respect for anybody in the league. Their feud intensified during the 2019-20 season when Tkachuk delivered 3 questionable hits in one game, leading to a brawl that resulted in 118 penalty minutes. The rivalry peaked during the 2022 Battle of Alberta, where Tkachuk's hit on Doughty led to both players getting game misconducts and hefty fines. 7. Sidney Crosby vs. Claude Giroux, 2009 to 2022. The Pennsylvania rivalry that divided a state. During the 2012 playoffs, Giroux leveled Crosby in the first shift of Game 6, setting the tone for years of hatred. Crosby retaliated with a slash that fractured Giroux's wrist, but somehow Giroux still scored the game winner. Their most infamous moment came during the 2014 season when both players got into a stick-swinging incident that cost them $15,000 each in fines. Even their teammates got involved, turning every Penguins-Flyers game into a potential powder keg. 6. Milan Lucic vs. Ryan Miller, 2011 to 2016. One hit changed NHL rules forever. When Lucic bulldozed Miller outside his crease in 2011, it sparked a feud that redefined goalie protection. Miller called Lucic a piece of trash in a heated post-game interview.
Because I just want to say what I think Lucic is 50 pounds on me and he runs me like that. It's unbelievable. Everyone in the city sees him as a big, tough, solid player. I respected him for how hard he played. That was gutless.
While Lucic claimed Miller was fair game outside the crease. The aftermath led to multiple line brawls, including a notorious 2012 game that saw both teams combine for 193 penalty minutes. The NHL eventually strengthened its goalie protection rules, dubbed the Lucic rule by many players. 5. Zdeno Chara vs. Max Pacioretty. This rivalry changed how the NHL views player safety. After Chara drove Pacioretty into the stanchion in 2011, breaking his neck, their matchups became personal vendettas. Pacioretty publicly accused Chara of attempting to end his career, while Chara maintained it was a hockey play. The incident led to a police investigation in Montreal and forced the NHL to redesign rink architecture. Every subsequent meeting between these players was filled with slashes, cross-checks, and verbal warfare. 4. Joe Thornton vs. Danny Heatley, 2011 to 2016. Former teammates turned bitter enemies. After Heatley blamed Thornton for his declining performance in San Jose, their relationship imploded. During their first game as opponents, Thornton cross-checked Heatley so hard it separated his shoulder. Heatley retaliated by leaking locker room secrets to the media, including allegations about Thornton's leadership that nearly got him stripped of his captaincy. Their feud got so heated that the league had to assign specific officials to their games. 3. Todd Bertuzzi vs. Steve Moore, 2004 to 2005. The darkest rivalry in modern NHL history. After Moore's hit on Marcus Naslund, Bertuzzi sought revenge in a way that shocked the hockey world.
Grabs his shoulder, having a little chat with him, grabs his sweater, gives him a whack.
His sucker punch and the ensuing pile-up ended Moore's career and led to a $68 million lawsuit. The incident sparked league-wide changes in enforcement of retaliation and resulted in the longest suspension for an on-ice incident in NHL history. This rivalry serves as a sobering reminder of how personal hatred can go too far. 2. Sean Avery vs. Marchand Brodeur, 2006 to 2012. The rivalry that created its own NHL rule, Avery's infamous face-guarding of Brodeur during the 2008 playoffs, forced the league to create Rule 75.2, known unofficially as the Avery Rule. But that was just the beginning. Brodeur refused to shake Avery's hand after the playoff series, calling him fatally classless. Avery responded by dating Brodeur's ex-wife and taunting him about it on ice. Their feud included everything from verbal warfare to physical confrontations, making every Rangers-Devils game must-watch television. 1. Sidney Crosby vs. Alex Ovechkin, 2005 to present. The greatest rivalry in modern hockey history. These two entered the league together in 2005, and their mutual hatred has defined an era. It started when Ovechkin accused Crosby of diving, while Crosby called Ovechkin reckless. Their feud peaked during the 2017 playoffs after Crosby suffered a concussion from a cross-check. The tension got so bad that the league assigned special referees to their games. Despite playing in multiple All-Star games together, they've never spoken directly off ice. The rivalry has cost both players hundreds of thousands in fines, but pushed them to combine for 6 Stanley Cups and 7 Hart trophies. It's a feud that's redefined what hatred looks like in modern hockey. Think these modern rivalries were intense? Next week, we're exposing the untold story of an ongoing feud between two current NHL superstars that's gotten so personal, it's affecting trade deadlines and team dynamics. One of these players recently requested a trade specifically to target his rival more often. And we've got exclusive footage of their most recent off-ice confrontation. Plus, we'll reveal why one team's general manager had to hire extra security for their locker room. You won't want to miss this one.